You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. Okay, and we are back with Ken and Lisa Lain. Lisa comes in each week with your garden question. Just what are people talking about? And basically I do that myself, but I just like spending time in a studio, small office with you called my studio. We record this here at Waters Garden Center, and we just try to take a break off the floor. And we're dealing with customers right before this, and then we come on and share some of those questions, or we see Facebook questions, or there's so many ways people try to ask questions anymore. It's Google. I've had several questions through Google questions. They
Really?
Yeah, Waters Garden Center. They'll say ask a question, and it's an obscure thing. Companies aren't used to coming through. We're used to answering reviews, which are mainly good. I had one review this week, 1 star.
Oh.
And I researched him, and he started saying, "You're ugly. Our kids are stupid. Why would anyone shop there?" They just went on. It was offensive. I researched. He's from Dallas, Texas.
And he's reviewing us?
I know. He's never been to the store. You've got to be. I never responded to him. I said, "Listen, I think a box store," and I mentioned one, hired you because we've had problems with them before, and I don't think you were actually here. But just in case, here's my personal contact. Ask for me, and I'll meet you at the garden center. If you have any garden questions, I'm here for you. You mouth breather.
Oh,
so I didn't say that. So that's the last part. But I thought it anyway. But then we got 3 5 stars. Mainly, that's kind of what we get. And overall, we're at 4.9, whatever. But then there's a question side to that, and it sends a notification to us that we asked. We had 3 of those this week. It's a phenomena that happened.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's all those new Google Pixel 6 phones people have.
You and your Google. Your Google phone.
You and you Apple people. All 30% of you. The rest, the 70%, the rest of us are all.
Whose apps work better under the gun? Mine or yours?
Now, between the 2 of us, I'm sure we can find everyone that's tuned in right now that owns a cell phone, which is everyone, all the way down to 10-year-olds.
True.
So anyway, let's go to garden questions. How about that?
We can do that. So Jefferson Prescott, he wants to mulch around his raspberries, blackberries, roses, that kind of stuff. Wants to know how thick it needs to be on the soil. And his other question is shredded bark any better than the composted? Doesn't matter.
So if you're asking the question, probably better for you is shredded cedar bark. And the only reason is cedar, it's looser, airier, and it's got an oil in it. Cedar's got a natural oil that repels, like say, aphids that harbor underneath all that. They'll kind of rest underneath. They're using the mulch to protect themselves as well. And so cedar bark. Now, a lot of folks that are tuned in, they're hardcore gardeners. They got mulch piles. They're the size of like a VW bus. They're big. Well, just use compost. Composted material. For those folks in the Midwest, they always use wood chips. They chip up. They've got so much wood. They chip it up and they use that. Just getting a layer, and this is just the book, a 2 to 3 inch layer over the root mat, the root ball of the plant. Let's say it's a rose. It might go out 18, 24 inches. Nice circle, make it look cute and neat. He mentioned raspberries and any berries. They're really sensitive to a lot of moisture right at the stems. So I would say mulch up to within, 6, 8 inches of those canes coming up, but don't mulch right up to it. Just because if you're not quite sure what to do, I'm giving you kind of fudge factor.
Right.
You can make a mistake and you still win. So that would be safer. 2 to 3 inch layer of composted material. Don't use manure. Not to mulch up around lilacs and roses, and it can be too harsh. Especially, I know there's a lot of horse people that are tuned in. The bigger properties have horses and they have big gardens, and you've got humongous piles of manure. That's too raw. Too many times there's this huge grub that lives in horse manure piles, and so when you take that and then put it around your plants to insulate them through the winter, you just put a bunch of grubs in there and you're doing more damage than good. So don't use manure. It's too hot. Use mulch, composted material, a 2 to 3 inch layer. And what it does, as we get into this freeze-thaw cycle, it'll be warm during the day, freeze at night. We're already starting to see that in parts of the garden.
Mm-hmm.
The ground starts to heave, it starts to freeze, it starts to expand like a sponge. And so with this expansion, shrinking, every night, expand, shrink, it can destroy the layers of roots at the top end of the soil. So that top 6 inches, it'll really damage it. And so you're having to start over again. This keeps that from happening. You'll get better blooms next spring from your lilacs, forsythias. It's just good to, fruit trees would like it. You'll get better flower buds. It's just a good general practice to do that, especially in the mountains where we really don't have natural soil. We don't have topsoil. So it helps you rebuild the soil every year. There's a lot of benefits to it. But going back to the question, 2 to 3 inch layer, go out about 18, 24 inches. You're good.
Okay. While I'm thinking about it, this wasn't a question, but a customer brought in pine scale egg sac things.
Crazy.
And for November to have that come in. So if you have a lot of pine trees, maybe that's something you want to check out.
Yeah. I would say let's just cover that because that's so important. So the whole team rallied around this. They knew what it was. But here I am. I was doing a bank statement or something in my office in the computer. They come in, Ken, do you know what this is? I'm going, yeah, that's scale eggs, it's egg mass, just laid, hasn't even hatched yet. It's just sitting there, just like in the last week. And so it was in such disbelief that no one believed it could be scale. Usually this is March, not November.
But that's what it looks like.
It's got to be the moisture, the warmth. We should have been colder by now. We weren't going. Autumn is nicer. It's why we live here, but. It's nice for scale and for us. It's a freaky thing. It could be really bad for pine trees. What we recommended for them was pick those. It's a white cottony,
almost looks
mass.
Like sawdusty kind of
white
stuff.
Sawdust with some black dots.
It's weird. You'll know if you see it. It's weird.
It's at the trunk where the soil is, right where the crown is, or in the main crotches. If you see that, collect all that up that you can, because every one of them, there's thousands of scale on there that will attack the needles. Pick that up, spray it with sayonara is what we did for this gentleman. Just spray it down, kills off those eggs, and then put plant protector. It's a systemic that the plant absorbs and taints the sap. And so we kind of went all marine on this one because it was a beautiful scale. It was beautiful pinyon pine.
Right.
We don't want him to lose that.
Yeah. He had a lot of pines, so we definitely take action.
They're not the only ones. So this is something to watch. It's something that's freakish. Hopefully it's not throughout the whole mountain, this central highland area, but probably it is.
Yeah.
If you got a beautiful pinyon pine, you should go out and walk it. Just watch it and pray that it gets cold. We need a foot of snow on the ground.
That would be
like
nice.
in December. That'd be great. That'll eliminate all these problems.
Yeah. But definitely take a walk out in your yard, especially if you're in the pine forest. Yeah. Take a look and see on that. It would be really important. Next question is from Shelley, talking about pine forest. She wants to know, do you think rosemary would survive the winter up in the Groom Creek area?
Oh, yeah. I think you'd be fine. Yeah, you're perfectly fine. There's hardier varieties. So there's a ground cover variety. Arps is very hardy. I think it's good down to minus 20. Oh, okay. And then there's a creeping Huntington carpet. Then there's Tuscany Arp, and there's another one, the Globe one.
Hills hardy.
Yeah. So really be careful which one you plant. You can plant the wrong one because there's like 100 different rosemaries. Most of them won't grow where it's really cold. The winter will take them out. But there's a few, and I know where you can buy them. There's a garden center right close to you in Prescott, Arizona. We got them here for you. We'll help you out with that. So yes, you should be able
put them in a sunny spot.
Be just fine. Yeah. At least 6 to 8 to all day sun is ideal for rosemary. And I would say the same thing for oregano, thyme, chives, leeks, garlics, onions. All of those are going to thrive up there in the sunshine. Okay. Now the Highland pines, Groom Creeks, those higher areas have a lot of pine trees. So there's dappled sun many times. Put it figure out where the bright sun is, put it there, and they'll thrive for you. Wow. Just like that. 10 minutes gone. Wow. It's a pleasure being on the airwaves with you, my dear. You make me look better.
Well, I try.
Or sound better. Ken and Lisa Lain, the Mountain Gardener.
Hi, Waters with the plants of the week and our Roman Beauty Rosemary.
This Mediterranean beauty has graceful, arching branches that flow over rock walls, raised beds, or container's edge.
A culinary herb often used in potpourri.
Rugged, deer-resistive, evergreen, likes crummy soil, drought, and abuse. Now that's my kind of shrub.
Waters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott, where people who love unusual, healthy herbs, they love to shop.
For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.